Right, you just recently avoided a really interesting client situation.
Yeah.
Red flags at the beginning. Okay, go ahead.
It was terrible. This guy posted on Facebook saying that he specifically asked for a student. He was like, I want a student to design a logo. And I was like,
Red flag.
that's probably not great, but I messaged him because I was curious.
Right.
And he was like, yeah, let's do it. And so I told him what I wanted to get paid, and then he lowballed me, and I was like, okay, let's just, I don't know. I had never done this before, so
Right,
I
sure.
was making a lot of mistakes. But yeah, I thought that was weird. And I never thought to ask for a contract before. So it was a learning experience for sure. But yeah, I told him what my process was, when I was going to give him sketches, what exactly to expect, and he said, yes, sounds great. And so exactly when I said I would, I sent him a couple of sketches, and he messaged me back almost immediately and was like, hey, thanks so much for all your hard work, but we found something that we like somewhere else. And so I messaged him back, and I was like, okay, cool, but just so you know, for future reference, if you promise someone money for doing a job, it's pretty rude to not pay them for the time that they've spent. And he immediately went on the defensive and was very, very rude to me.
Yeah.
And so it was just he just didn't know how to work with a creative and how to be a polite human being. And so I don't know, from the get-go, when he was reluctant to pay what I asked for, which was pretty low to begin with, I probably should have just walked away and been like, no,
Right.
I don't work for less than this kind of thing. But
Yeah. So in that
Can I add
situation,
something to that, too?
yeah, go ahead.
I know people who've been through that process and gotten them a sketch, and then whoever the client was like, never mind, and then they went on to use that same design or sketch that they had, and they had someone else create it, or they made it themselves. So and then it's like, ooh, so just throwing another question in there, what do we do?
If you have a contract, then they would be in breach of contract.
Okay.
If you don't have a contract, then you can try to take them to court for copyright infringement and intellectual property, but that's going to be a really hard case. And it's going to cost you money because you got to hire a lawyer. But if you have a contract, you just say, you had somebody else do that, we've engaged in a contract. It doesn't matter whether you went with somebody else or not. We have a contract, you send them an invoice. And if they don't pay it, then you take them to small claims court. I've got a written contract with a signature. Here's an invoice that's been unpaid. Well, I went with somebody else. Well, that wasn't the contractual agreement that we had. So you just sit, let them sit with the silence and the awkwardness of doing that. But all of that, again, when you get to that point is when the relationship has gone bad, right? But right off the bat, let's call that person what he is. He's a predator. Right? That's predatory behavior to try to take advantage of somebody. And as soon as you start seeing predatory behavior in the beginning, just remind yourself, you can walk away at any point in time, right? And so it's better to go flip burgers and make whatever you want than to get into relationships with people that are going to take advantage of you, because at the end of that situation, it's going to be bad, they're going to be emotionally burnt out, and it's likely that people who treat people like that also don't make good decisions, so they're going to force you into some bad design that isn't going to look good anyway. If somebody is uncomfortable signing a normal contract, what kind of opportunity is that?
it's not a good one, because it's going to be a nightmare experience for you, because they're going to be a horrible client and they're just going to mess with you and waste your time, so it's really, you're not losing anything.
Yeah,
That's true.
it's an opportunity. Go ahead.
Oh, chances are it's not going to be something quality enough for you to want to put on your portfolio anyway, because they're probably going to, screw you over, and it's probably not going to turn out great.
It's possible, right? That's possible. So anytime that there's a red flag like that, I think Emily's absolutely right. It's going to go bad. It's going to go bad. No normal thinking business person who treats people well, pays people well, understands value exchange is going to be like, I don't want to sign a contract. Why are we doing this? Can't we just trust each other? In my day, we just shook hands. And it's like, okay, well.
Enjoy the coronavirus.
Right, yeah. But yeah, if that's the type of thing, they're going to try to talk you out of that. This is where I think always go into a situation, always, 100% of the time, being ready to walk away. And the reason for that is you're in a negotiation. You are in the worst negotiating position if before you go to negotiate for something, anything, you decide, I have to get this deal, I can't walk away. Then I can do anything with you. I can charge you anything I want, right? If you're gonna go buy a car or hire a plumber or whatever, and you've decided, or here's a good situation, I have to have a house in this neighborhood. Well, what if there are no houses for sale? Well, all of a sudden you start knocking on people's doors and being like, hey, I'll pay you like 4 times what it's listed on Zillow or whatever. Like, I have to, I can't walk away from this situation. As soon as you do that, you limit what's going on. There is never a situation where you can't just be like, I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna walk away, right? And so that's as part of the contract, the very beginning. Just know that at any point in time before you sign, you are allowed to say, I'm not comfortable with what's going on. And so let me recommend that you kind of find somebody else. I've got a bunch of stuff going on. I appreciate the offer. Don't burn bridges. You don't get to like throw a drink in their face or like call them names or whatever. But you can just say, hey, I appreciate the offer. My schedule's actually filled up while we've been kind of going back and forth on this. And so I've got to kind of step away. And what are they going to say? They don't have a signed contract. That's why you're stepping away, right? So that's fine. This is the start of our project. But if you want to see more of this stuff, subscribe, ring that bell, all the stupid YouTube things, and we'll be doing more of these episodes. But leave your questions in the comments so that we know kind of what you want to cover, and I'll bring some other people in. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next time.